Hi everybody, it's your favorite professor, Dr. T, here with another video on the TI-Nspire for iPad. I want to show you some techniques about how to show students or yourself how to recognize what happens on a graph when we're talking about parent functions. Okay, remember that you have to create a document. So you could click the plus button there, or you could click create document, and we're going to select graph. And we're just going to type the letter X, and we're going to hit enter. Now, from here, what does this mean? F1 of X equals X. Well, I like to always tell my students to tell me what they see. So what do you see? A line, right? A line is a line is a line. Okay. And then what I could do to show students what this actually means is to click the split screen table. And I like to make sure that students understand that there's a negative side. Okay. I love how this looks. So it's also a great way to express to students that it's F1 is the same thing as Y that you learn in Algebra 1. But now if we're in Algebra 2, we say F of X. So F1 just means the first function on this graph. Okay. So then what we like to do is show, we can take the split screen off. We can remove the table. But we can hit the tab button, or we could double click the F1 of X button. And then we can click the down button and we can type X squared. Hit enter. And oh, we have a curve. Okay. If I want to turn off the F1 of X equals X off, so that I can just concentrate on the parabola here. All right, this just means this is the second function, the F2. And then I can also do a split table. And I can actually see F1 of X. So I think if I just click that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that one over there, the F1 of X over there, and then concentrate on F2 of X, which is X squared, right? So in the first one, we had Y equals, and I'm going to move this down so you can see more values, Y equals X, right? So whatever X is equal to, Y is equal to, and you can see that. But also with X squared, if X is 1, so is Y, right? Because if I square a number, right, and it's 1 times 1 is 1. But look at 2. If I say that X is equal to 2, well, 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put back the F1. Let's go backwards. Oops. Let's go backwards and turn it back on. And then you can clearly see, I'll zoom in a little bit. You could clearly see both functions. And if I don't like my F of X squared so close to the other function, I can move it over. Okay. And then what you want to do is be able to describe what you see. So F1 of X is a straight line. It goes through the origin. It rises from left to right. It has a slope of 1. There are many ways to figure out how to tell what slope you have, right? And then we talk about the curve. And I'm going to switch it back so that we have F1 first and F2 second. And then let's talk about F2 of X being equal to X squared. Well, all my values are going to be positive no matter how much I grow. right? For both. All my values are positive. But it's not exactly the same for both of those when we are negative, right? So if you look here, so let's say for instance, the f2 of x squared is negative 4 times negative 4. So if x is negative 4, negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. Okay, because negative 4 times negative 4 is a positive 16. So no matter what I do in this basic parent function of a quadratic function, parabola, you're going to get a positive value. So that's why it opens up, and that's why it rises from the left and it rises to the right. So we rise on both sides, pretty much. Okay? So that is one small aspect that you must be able to do when we're talking about functions on a graph. You must be able to describe what you see. And the more you describe it, the better you'll understand it when you're doing any kind of calculations. And in the second part of the video, I'm going to show you the comparison with the Nspire software on a MacBook. All right, so this is how I use the teacher software. So click menu, add graphs, and we're going to start off with f of x equals x, and then hit the tab button. You can see over here where any button that I press turns red. So this will be x squared, and then I'm going to move this over. We're going to add a table, so we're going to split the screen with a table. And then as you can see here, there is the f of x. So x, if x is 1, then y is 1. X is 1, y is 1, or f of x is equal to 1. And then if I want to switch it to the other function, I can just click the down arrow. And then you can see here that no matter what, anything that I use for x, if it's positive or negative, it's going to end up being positive. So there's way more to this software, way more to this calculator. So I will do another video. Please let me know in the comments if you would like to see something or you have a question. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time.